Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your August 2025 reading. I'm Corinne from Sacred Star Tarot, and we're going to take a look at your August, what you can expect, and the guidance. Hope you're doing really well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. We're going to get some insight into your month. But firstly, of course, we're in August, which is Leo, and that Leo fire will be working with us all for the month. And so that is the part of you, because you have the Leo archetype within you already, the part of you that has self-confidence, that wants to shine brightly in this world, that wants to be bold and take action on the things that you desire. And so that will be driving you through the month, and maybe even showing you where that confidence or that resistance to shining is, so that you can set yourself free. On the 9th of the month, we have the full moon. And like every full moon, it's this beautiful opportunity where the moon reflects to us an area or an aspect of life that needs to be understood, so that we can change, release, or reveal. And with this full moon being in Aquarius, it's all the Aquarius themes of how you are unique, altruism, how you're in the world and what your desires are for the greater good, how your life impacts the whole. It can be an opportunity to release any ways that we feel that we can't be authentic, so people pleasing, conforming, and that's a lovely transition into being able to express yourself in the world in your unique way. And then by the end of the month, that Leo fire moves into Virgo. So Virgo is the way that fire can channel into the practical day-to-day. So that's the time you might want to put all of your plans, your inspirations into schedules, organization, attention to detail, starting a new regime, whether it's meditating every day, eating healthy, going for walks. And so that's a lovely combination of follow through from Leo. So that's what to expect from the sky. And let's have a look more specifically on your month and the tarot messages. So I've meditated on your energy, and it's a very fire-filled month for you, Gemini, right in line with Leo. And coming into the month, you have the Knight of Wands and Strength. So this is your passion, your inspiration, taking action on something that really is inspiring you. And the Strength is like, whenever we take action on an inspiration, we need that Leo courage to do it. We need to be able to control the part of us that feels afraid, that gets scared, that wants to run away even. And that's what I can see you're doing. It's like I'm acting, putting myself out there maybe, or I'm taking action on something that I'm really passionate, even though it scares me. And even though my body wants to run away, I am being courageous and strong, and I'm going for it because it's something that really excites me, something that lights me up. So that's coming into the month so strong with that Leo fire. Then you have the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. So this is like a new inspiration. So once, maybe you've started, taking action on something you're excited about, putting yourself out there, doing something out of your comfort zone. Could be even work, something you're passionate about. And then then the idea comes in, an idea drops in about it. Now, these ideas that drop in, they're usually not from something we were thinking of. You know, it's like a new insight and revelation. I can now see, I've got this clarity on what's going on, and I know I know something clear about it. And the message with that is that when that insight drops in, we can see in this card the Keter, the crown, which is the absolute, all that is, and the symbol of Yod, which is the divine. So we get this insight that comes from something outside of us. You know, it's within, outside, but not from our own mind, that comes in with this clarity. And then it's up to us. It will be up to you what you do with it. And I think at first, because you have then the Seven of Swords, then the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Nine. So I think at first you'll be like, I don't know. I'm not sure about this idea. I don't know if it's a good one. I don't know if I should do anything with it. Maybe I don't trust it, or I don't think it'll, I'm not sure it will work. But then, you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is like moving forward on it. So this idea looks like it's got something to do with a wish fulfillment, something that you really, really want, but to do with your 3D. So this can be your health, your material possessions, your work, because the Knight of Pentacles is I'm going to move forward on it. And I think you'll be moving forward on it slowly, maybe because you're not quite sure whether it's a good idea or not, but you're moving forward on it. But the Nine of Cups is like the wish fulfillment. So, of course, you use your intuition on this, whatever this insight is, but it looks it looks like a good thing to move forward on. The Nine of Cups is like it leads you to the wish fulfillment. Because what happens is we put out the call in our mind to the universe of what we want. We're like, okay, I want to experience this. And we start the journey and we take action on it. And then to help guide us to get our wish fulfillment, the hand of God comes in, or divine source, you can call it your subconscious, whatever works, comes in with an idea. And this idea will help you get to where you want to go. But then, it's up to you whether you take that idea and bring it into the 3D. And it looks like you will. Then, by the end of the month, you have the King of Wands, which is incredible. That is your mastering your reality, your passion, being able to feel inspired, knowing that you can create what you want, feeling very strong in your masculine. The King of Wands is that feeling of, no matter what happens, no matter what challenge is along the way, no matter how scared I get about putting myself out there or taking this risk or chance, I will be able to make it work, make it happen. I've got resources, I've got skills. He's the part of you that can go through challenges and know that those challenges can bring out different qualities and they ultimately will lead to my success. And then you have the Lovers, which is amazing. So feeling really supported, feeling connected, feeling aligned with what you're doing. So that means that, what I'm doing and the track I'm on is feeling really good for me, body, mind, and spirit. I just feel like it's right for my values and what I believe. It takes care of, my physical world, and it feels really aligned. So this situation will be different for all of you. Some of you it will be about, a project, an inspiration that you have. For some of you, it could even be a relationship, putting yourself out there. But you'll be feeling, with these wands, I think you'll be feeling quite full of fire, which is your passion, vitality. Great. So let's ask for some clarity and guidance. So I call upon the Holy Spirit, I call upon the light, and I call upon the divine to help me clarify this reading for the month of August, for Gemini. Help me bring Gemini everything they need to know to have the most fulfilled and the highest path forward for the month of August. Okay, so can we please clarify the Knight of Swords with the Strength? Page, wow. Page of Wands, new inspiration, new idea. Wow. Wow, I think you're going to be creating something, putting yourself out there, creating something that's going to be really good for you. The guidance is like, if we can just kind of let go a little, muster up that confidence and courage. And if you're not sure about this idea, just move forward slowly and surely. Start one day at a time. But I think you're going to have this real drive to make a change, to use your fire to create what you want. Your fire is also your will, so I think you're going to be very strong-willed this month. And that will creates change. Can we please understand the Ace of Swords? Can we please have more clarity on the Ace of Swords? Wow. Page of Cups, very much new beginnings, Knight of Cups. So this is about, when we have a new idea, it's staying in that creativity, staying in the pages are, the guidance is to be really open-minded and playful in it. It's like sometimes when we get a new idea and we start something, we need to be really thinking outside of the box, feeling really creative, letting go of all the ways that you think things should happen, all of those Saturnian ideas where life, people, other businesses do things one way. This is like the advice would be to open up to do things in your way, to think creatively, to think outside the box, to get the most out of this. To stay in that playful energy, that's where that childlike energy is so creative. It doesn't conform to what, as adults, we end up having so much Saturn, so many rules and regulations on how we think things should be, that we lose that ability to open up our creative mind. So if you do that through a visualization, imagining what this could look like, what you really want, dreaming, even if it feels unrealistic, just letting your mind really go in all different places and directions. Because, you have the ability to create this in the way that you want. It's just expanding to do that. And I can see a lot of expansion in your reading because you have so many wands, expanding your mind, expanding your energy, expanding your life and where you're what you're creating. So be really playful and open. Okay, King with the Six of Cups. So again, that's that childlike energy, and the Six is like we can go back to thinking about our childhood, thinking about the things that made us happy and excited, and maybe that holds a bit of a key. Getting back to that innocence of life where we think everything is possible, because you have the Wheel of Fortune. And that's right, it's like understanding that the Wheel of Fortune, can turn in our favor. We can see that when our mind, our emotions, our body, and our actions are all in line, we're all aligned to what we want to experience, being in that innocence of life where everything is possible, turning the wheel in our favor. And you've got a lot of masculine energy. So this is also changing the mindset of thinking that life just happens to me. I'm either lucky or unlucky, and I don't have any control over it. And this is the understanding, no, I have lots of control. I have control over how I perceive a situation. I have control over my mind and where I'm directing my fire, so that, good fortune and good things can flow in with the Lovers. But this is very much a month of using your will to direct your life where you want it to go. And I think you're going to be really clear on it, or getting clarity on it. This is what I want. I'm going to use my will and my vitality and my energy. I'm putting myself out there, and I'm going to make this change. And you'll be very clear on what that change is for you. Taking control, being the Emperor, another fire sign, taking control. That's wonderful. So is there any guidance? Okay. So really, the Two of Swords is very much when we can't work things out in the mind. And the guidance is, Gemini, that if you can't work things out in your mind, like if you've got different options and option A looks great, option B looks good, but you're just not sure. This card is the card of going to your intuition. We can't always see the answer from our mind. So let go of trying to work it out. Let the idea come in. Follow your passion. Follow your will and where your fire is taking you. Because this is very, very positive month for you. Lovely. Is there anything that Gemini needs to worry about? Okay. So the only guidance, thing to be concerned about or worried about is you have the Queen of Swords. And this is just, I think, not being, with the two, it's like not being too black and white. Again, with the pages this month, above any other month, if you get only one thing out of this reading, it's to keep open-minded, think really creatively, think outside the box. Don't get caught in black and white. Follow what you feel passionate about. Follow your inspiration. Think big, creatively, fancifully, in any, I don't know if fancifully is a word, but in a fanciful way, but don't get caught too much in, right or wrong, black and white. Be really open-minded this month. Okay, let's see what animal spirit is guiding you through the month. Wow. You have supernatural and dragons. And there's been a few other readings with dragons or mystical animals. So if you might want to check out your other placements, your sun, moon, or rising, because they'll give you some other advice. But the dragon with supernatural, you are an ancient and wise sage. You can shapeshift at will, mastering your destiny, rise with dignity. And that's what really sums up this reading is you'll be mastering your destiny, turning your life in the direction that you want it to go, using your will, your fire, what feels passionate, being open-minded and playful with it, but you'll be really, mastering your destiny, and that's what I'm going to call the reading. So that is your reading for the month of August, Gemini. I hope that helps guide you. I'm feeling the fire from this reading. It's awesome. I'm sending you all of my love, light, and blessings for the month. Thank you for your comments, your subscribes, your likes. It helps me and my channel more than you would know. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.